Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough to be doing it to, I'm Bushka Blitz. And I'm doing it to you today with my mate Aesthetic, winner from the Void Clan in the A100, and I'm in the bat chat. Now, we actually had a very long run. We went really well, and I wanted to run the bat chat just because I hadn't run the tier 10 bat chat a whole lot since the buffs, or since it got buffed, basically, by giving it on the move camo. And I saw a lot of people running it at the Twister Cup, which was lovely to see a tier 10 light tank running around in a tournament. And this is probably the favourite game I've had in the bat chat. It's not because of what you think. It's not a big damage game. It's not a 7-kill Rasenai or anything. It's because when you've been playing games for as long as I have in Blitz, when you've got, 45,000 games played all up, I guess, 30,000 on my main account. Not 45,000, probably about 40,000 proper games. All up played, or at least, actually, come to think of it, might be close to 45. Don't tell the missus. I like this because this feels like I'm using the tank to do really cool things. Namely, put pressure on the enemy and win the game by achieving one of the objectives. Now, let's get all the cap points. I want to win the game by getting all the cap points. So I'm going to jump in A here and grab A. And then jump out of A because there's actually someone over there that I want to shoot. And then I'm going to pull back. But that's all right because we have someone else grabbing A at the moment in the E50M. And he is going to pump A. So I'm like, don't have to go back in there. Don't have to do that again. Lovely. We've got caps. We've got action. They're all over there. What am I going to do? I'm in fact going to go... What's 6 plus 1? 7. Right. Well, I saw 6 tanks over there. I'm pretty damn certain that there's no one on this side of the map. So, with the bat chat, on the move camo, super quick, super mobile, let's jump into a cap and have a good old jolly time by putting more pressure on the enemy. And we do. This is gorgeous. I know this doesn't excite a lot of people, but, man, this is why I like playing Supremacy at tier 10 at the moment. There are a lot of tank destroyers out there. There is a big, heavy tank destroyer meta. There are a lot of 183s, in fact, and a lot of T110E4s and Jaegeroos, and Object 268s. And what you're finding is that a lot of people are very negative about it, and they see those big tanks and they stop and they don't push, or they don't cap, or they don't move. It's just like a world of immobility. And if you're brave enough and you're sneaky enough and you're smart enough, you can really make hay from that. Now, you can see here, I've pushed all the way around there. I've capped C. We've got A. We've now got 2 caps. They have been forced to move. We're actually even Stevens in terms of tanks. But what I do next is, rubbing salt into the wound. That's basically their cap, B, right? B is the cap closest to their spawn. They haven't capped B. And they are now pushing up towards us at C. So while they push, what I'm going to do is cap B just within eyesight and then kill their 183 and then just back up just before the poor old E100 gets here and is able to actually shoot me. There we go. There's a 62A coming around. He wants to get in on the action. He's exposed his nether regions to the world. Here comes the E100 on the other side. We're going to go around a rock after killing the 62A. And capping out B. He's desperate to get the shot in. Rushes it. Gets some typical German dispersion on the E100. Cap points ticking up. We're just going to knock the E100 on the head. There's my mate, the bat chat. And that's the win. I love that. That makes my socks roll up and down. It's only 2,600 damage. 4 targets spotted. Big bunch of cap points, 380 cap points. We capped both of them. But the reason I really love it is because it's taking the meta, it's taking that camping, stagnant tier 10 meta that is not all the time, quite often though, that is the way forward. And it's shoving it in their faces and saying, hey, you guys want to give us the map? We'll take the map. And I love the fact that the bat chat is able to do that. This map I loved particularly because of Aesthetic's move here off the start. Now, they have 4 medium tanks. We have 2 mediums and a bat chat. Now, this is not the best position for me, really. But at the same time, if I don't take this position, I worry that they're just going to roll up here and take a whole lot of territory unspotted, and we won't be able to hold the map. You can see Aesthetic is in the E100. Ace is going to push all the way over here to my corner. It's going to take him an age because he is in an E100. And I'm just going to be putting little taps in here and there while I wait. Probably do a full reload in a sec if I can't get a shot off. Because really, I mean, who wants to have one in the clip when you can have three in the clip? That M48, he's pushed on up, looking for action, looking for love in all the wrong places. There's Ace. He's pushed over, and he's taken an E100, which is a big bloody tank. And it's taken him a minute to get here, but it is so important in the overall outcome of the game to have this E100 here, because you can see we've got 5 tanks in the sniper position. Really, I mean, legit. There are 5 tanks on our team that were in that sniper position until a second ago. One of our meds is now pushing along, and because my platoon mate pushed up here and defied the the rationale of the day, we have a whole lot of action. Every time they come over here, they've got to deal with a 150mm gun up front with a very well-armoured turret or a triple shot batchat, or they get 3 TDs and the thing behind them if they loiter around. And it's really ruined the game plan. And these 2 games, they were one after the other, they really did make my socks roll up and down. They are just examples of particularly how important experience is in Blitz, how important playing a lot of games is. Like, you've got to be a good player, and obviously Ace is a good player, and I can run well enough to hold my own. And then because I'm an old man, well, you know what? I've seen worse things happen. They've got an E4 platoon. They're at the back. They're expecting to just farm some damage. What I'll do is I'll just make sure I cap it first, hey? So that whatever happens, we don't lose it on cap points, okay? And then we just roll up and it's time to farm the damage. It's obviously a very good couple of tanks there. Ace is going to go low. I'm going to push around high. That's probably a bit of an errant shot, a bit of a waste there, and I blew my camo as well. I'm just trying to make them think that pushing up here might not be the best move, and indeed that is exactly what we do. Bounce that one. That was a tragically bad shot, not by the batchat, but completely by me. Ace may have to eat one here, just because they're very keen to see him go, and then we roll on out, clear this T110 E4. Wow, I mean, really, second time lucky. And then just panic stations. I wanted to load HE here, but the Batchat's ammo loadout is so rubbish that I couldn't, but it doesn't matter. I got both the tracking and engine shot, which is something you can actually do quite often on the E4. If you put it through the back drive wheel, the trail wheel there from an angle, you can quite often get the engine fire and the other thing. So 4 spotted, 1,069 damage. Ace with 3,082, but the real key winner there was the fact that he fulcrumed right up into that corner and jumped out to a big nasty lead by just putting his massive E100 straight where the enemy mediums were, and then supporting me. Like, I was going to get overrun there, and there was a whole bunch of guys at the back, and he might have done something different, but you know, that kind of simple quality gameplay just makes me smile. That's the things that make me smile. We've all had big games, but a lot of them are just farming damage, you know. They're sitting there in farm positions, as they like to say. Like, you listen to the guys in tournaments, and they will say, we put an IS-7 in a farm position. And that's basically just because if you want to take a target, you've got to cross a certain area, and the IS-7 is just able to farm damage. And that's what a lot of the really good games that you see on channel are, and everywhere. They're making hay of the mistakes that other people make. I like those games because they show pretty proactive gameplay, and gameplay that just puts tremendous pressure on the enemy and doesn't let a meta or a standard variant of the game win it. You know, it stands up and changes the minefield. I'm Bushka Blitz. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a little bit different. Something a little bit different. An old one, but a goodie. Platoon Boom. Platoon Boom. Used to be a regular on the channel about 2 years ago, but there you go, Platoon Boom. Until next time, boys and girls, look after yourselves and stay safe on the battlefield.